look who made it. I'm not talking about Lily. I'm talking about me. I know Lily's going to be here. We can count on Lily.
You
Hello,
slacker.
Lily. Slacker. Is that you just call me slacker?
I call you a slacker.
In
John's
case,
back, you guys.
in case any of you think I was on holiday, I wasn't. Unless you call going to medieval times holiday. They actually disconnected our electric cables to the house to do a repair. And to get them back on, you got to have an inspector and the electric company get together. And we couldn't get them together until Tuesday. And this was Thursday. So we were without electricity for 6 days, which I'm telling you, folks, now I'm putting flushing my toilet on my luxury list. That's something I really want. Don't let me down there, folks.
Well,
So
segment schedule, that was unacceptable, John. They shouldn't have done you that way.
And I really didn't expect you to jump in, Lily. So fantastic. Thank you. I'm glad you folks had somebody, because, you know, that's the worst thing about YouTube. There's no way to reach out to all of you and say, I'm not going to get a video out tonight, guys. I got problems. I just can't do that. I can do it on Twitter and maybe Facebook, but I can't do it to Google. So it really stinks. In either case, we've got a hour to talk to you about stocks you want to talk about. And I want to do one thing before we get started. As I said, if you've been watching my videos here about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, me and Chris Clark got back together, an old friend of mine. He went his own way, and the last time I talked to him, he told me he was working on a sports drink. And I was like, okay, whatever, you have fun with that. But, you know, I didn't give it a second thought. Well, I ran into him 2 months ago, and he's done it. He's invented this sports drink unlike any other sports drink out there. Now, I'm not kidding you, folks. This isn't like any other sports drink. It's made with the second, maybe the third hottest pepper in the world. Matter of fact, so that you can get an idea of how hot these things are. Oh, my God. Let me just pull this up this way, the easiest way. I know that hurt your eyes. I'm sorry. Let's come on over here. Nope. Right there.
Hello.
So, you'll get to see that. This is made with a pepper. A jalapeno pepper is rated at about 5,000. This is rated at almost 2 million. If you can see the difference. So he has created a sports drink that has long-lasting effects to your well-being. From what I can gather, he was using it. He actually made it to lose weight. And he has a picture of himself on his own website right there, folks. This is the way I knew it. That's the way Chris. And now, 2 years later, he looked like that. And he says this has cured his appetite. It's done a lot for him.
Well, send me a whole case.
I don't need to lose weight, but it does a lot of other things as well. There's lots of anecdotal stuff about it, helping with diabetes, cancer, exciting your endorphins, just making you feel good, and not just lasting a couple hours like a Monster drink does. This builds up, and you only drink 1 bottle a week. This is what I've been told. So I'm going to try this live, but I'm not going to try this one. He made me a special dose. Look at this, folks. He has made me one. This has got a special.
The Stock Wizard.
Oh, here. Yeah.
And it's a special dose for your show. Oh, boy.
You see the little wizard there?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
oh, boy, this is a treat.
I told him I would give this a shot live because we want to know. Everybody would be afraid to try it. I mean, come on, 1,000 times hotter.
Make sure you shake it up good. Shake it up. Just
no,
you don't.
You don't need to shake it. It doesn't have any carbonation in it.
Okay. Good luck, John. Good luck, John.
It has no spicy smell at all. It smells fruity. It actually smells fruity. All right.
Don't end the show.
He says the first drink is the strongest drink. You should probably drink it like wine, not gulp it down. So here we go. I don't mind jalapeno hot, but that's as far as I go. Tabasco sauce.
Everybody pray. What you think?
Okay. It's got some zing to it. Like maybe a Dorito, a spicy Dorito. It's about that touchy. It's fruity. I don't know what flavor fruit you'd say. Ooh.
You feel it now? Right?
Oh, yeah, I can feel it. My ears just got warm. I feel my eardrums just got warm, and I feel it going down in me. Wow, I could drink this when I'm cold outside. That just warmed me up. All right, that was just a sip. I'm going to give it a solid gulp now.
Gosh.
Mm.
Maybe that's what you need, John.
It builds up. It gets a little stronger, but it's not overwhelming. I can't, it actually feels like that icy hot in my mouth. It doesn't feel like a Dorito stinging. It's got a different sensation, like icy hot. Not that I've ever tasted Ben Gay, but it's like that. Oh, and I feel it in my tummy now. Ooh, feels like brandy just hit it.
So don't you go running off the show.
All right, I'm ready to go now. Ooh.
So what's the name of it, John?
This is ES Power Drink. He does have these. He is planning on going public. He's actually talking to a group of investors, I guess you'd call it. He's at the early stages right now, but he is making plastic bottles, cans, and he has three flavors right now. There is more information, as I said, just so you can see it. Let's bring up his website. Right now, that is the only way he's selling. He's not in stores or anything yet. I'm sure he wants to be. Let's see. His website is right here.
Good things take time.
This was the video we did. This is on my YouTube site as well. We did a talk, and he gives you information in here about it. He's not the great. He did this website himself. He's not the greatest website maker, but I think he's got something hot here. Excuse the pun. I think this could be something. So this is over at espowerdrink.com. So you can get information over here. And there's his model.
Just shut up and drink it. You'll love the tingle.
And it's mellowed down now. Hey, it cleared my nose up. Oh, that's kind of nice. There's a side effect. Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
Well, I wish him luck on all his endeavors. That's amazing. And I'm so glad that he reached out to you.
And I will let you guys know. You drink one bottle a week. You don't have to drink it all in one sitting. You can do it as you like. And I'll let you know overall if I'm feeling a difference. I'm definitely feeling a difference right now. I'm feeling real warm. It's kind of like a niacin rush, but not overwhelming. It's kind of weird. I like this. Just enjoy the tingle. I get it now.
Yeah, you get it.
I get it now. I was just thinking about the tingle of the mouth, but there's something going on here. Wow. 1,000 times more than a jalapeno. All right.
Welcome, everybody. So glad y'all are here. So sorry that we were messed up last week, but thanks for bearing with me and joining along.
I wasn't messed up. That was a bonus.
Well, yes, I guess really. I did my best, but we know y'all have tickers, and we're ready to do it.
All right, we're going to start off with BGXX. This is the only stock I had requested, not from the show. It was earlier. I'm not quite sure where I got it, Google or Twitter. But in either case, we covered this just a little while ago. This is a very unique cannabis company. This is the only federally approved cannabis company by the DEA, the only one in the entire country. There are over at least 1,000 companies in the United States selling cannabis that are public. And this is the only one that has the right to cross state borders, and international borders. They can make anything they want. They can make medicines out of THC, all that good stuff. Well, they wanted to know about the disclosure. Disclosure came out. It was a filing. Now, they're not making any money yet, but from what I've seen, I don't even see it here. It's a good thing I had it already here. Ha ha. Just in case it doesn't load, I like to have my pages saved. Now, I've highlighted what I think is interesting. They don't have any revenues coming in yet. They tell us that the company had no revenues from the product sales incurred. So they're obviously selling something, but it's costing them more. I don't understand it. The company is in its initial stages of building facilities to grow, research, and distribute medical plants. This is interesting. We talked about this. They are working with the EB-5 program. This is immigration, the United States immigration program. One of the ways you can actually become a citizen is to invest in a company in America. And this company qualifies. And if you invest, What?
I did not know that.
This is very interesting. A citizen can invest $880,000 into this company. That is for just a little over 22,000 shares. Are you ready for this? At $39.99 a share. 40 cents a share, $40 a share. What we're paying, I think it's like 90 cents, 87 cents right now.
It's sitting like 85 cents.
They are restricted shares. They cannot trade them. They will get to trade them when they are registered. They will be registered when the 114-acre grow house that is being built down in New Mexico. Right now, they got a 22-acre grow house. They're going to be the largest grow house in the world, producing as much marijuana as the United States needs. That's what they're trying to do. They don't want any room for anybody else because the DEA will only give out enough licenses to produce the needs of the people.
Yeah.
So if they can produce everything, no one else will ever get a license. So they've got that going for them. And these people come in and they can invest $880,000. They get 5 licenses a week, I believe it is, or 4 a week. It's like 143 of them. So they can make $45 million a month over the next so many years just by bringing people in for citizenship who will invest into this company. And that money will be used for the grow houses. So that it looks like they've only got one so far. That's the money they got, $880,000 plus $210,000 by exercising some warrants. Then I came all the way down here. Yes, I scanned this stuff to read it. Let's see. Securities purchase agreement. They did just have on May 22nd a private investment of $3.5 million. They sold 3.6 million shares of the company's stock. I did not realize this, but this authorization they've been given by the DEA is only good for 1 year. They've got to be reevaluated every year. So this will end July 31st of next year. And they tell us their primary focus right now, which we have not heard anywhere else, is that they're going to actually be working on stuff that's already legal. I don't understand that. They're going to be working in the hemp side of things with CBN, cannabinol. CBN is what makes you tired. This is the sleepy agent with your THC that makes you want to nod off. Well, they want to make sleepy time medicine out of this stuff. And then CBG. This is an overall feel-good cannabinoid. It just works with all the other ones in your system and just makes everything pop right. They want to work with those two, and that's what they're pushing right now. That's what they tell us here. The hemp product business line will be in addition to our research, pharmaceutical cannabis activities conducted under the DEA research. And I don't know if there was any more information. Nope, I think that's it. So you wanted to know what was in it? Number-wise, they've still got assets. The assets haven't changed much. They've jumped from 22 million to 24 million, and their liabilities are about half that, going from 11 million to 12 million. But there's no revenues yet, and they need to get those revenues coming in. That's a big deal here with the DEA. They've got to start producing. And they say they're going to be working with cannabinoids, CBN and CBG. I don't get it. They've got a monopoly on legal THC. Anyways, that's what's going on. What does that chart look like? I know she's taken a dip since I've gotten in.
Well, so I went back to the 4-hour chart. So back here, we hit our low of 35 cents was in December of last year. And so you can see these major spikes. I'm assuming this is, the news, maybe working with the DEA, stuff like that. Who knows? Yep, but So we came out a few times, but it always comes back into the channel. This is what concerns me. This whole time, we've been good until right now, right May the 22nd. So just a few days ago. So let's go ahead and get closer and look at that real quick. That it fell out of the channel. Now, this doesn't mean that this is bad. Sometimes they do come out just a little bit. We can give them some leeway. I do like the fact that it ended up some green candles today. I like the fact that you got your 13 SMA heading up towards your 50. So it's trying to cross back over. So this is looking promising when it comes to a short-term movement, reclaiming the channel, and then continuing the uptrend. So that's where we're at right now with it. We hit 76 cents right here just yesterday. And then today came back up to about 91 cents. And it's sitting at 86 cents right now.
Yeah,
Not too bad.
that was my average point right there. That's when I should have bought in. I actually got in the day before. I averaged down on that low at the end of the day because
Gotcha.
I saw that big pop coming just before. I mean, she came low and it looked like, well, that's a pretty bloody low, but she went lower. But that's why you never buy everything you want. BGXX is one of my long holds, folks. I've got
Yeah.
faith in this one of a kind, one out of 1,000. Literally, one out of 1,000 cannabis companies has advantage. So
But
this I'm buying into. So I don't want to buy everything at once just because of that. It's going to
if it
fall
hits,
sometimes.
if it'll hold that low from yesterday, I feel better about its continuation to retest and break back into that uptrend channel we have. So that looks pretty good.
All right, let's jump into the next one. Actually get to Belmore's. Oh, let me get back over there.
Sorry.
Hello, Jerome. Thank
Hi,
you, buddy.
Belmore.
I appreciate it. Electricity. Don't take it for advantage, folks. It's mighty important. All right, Belmore brought to my attention this stock, ATVK. This is Ameritech Ventures. It did have a huge run today, and then it fell hard. Fell, I think, below where she started. And she ran for one good reason right here. She came off of the Caveat Emptor, which is not the same as the expert market. You can be pink and be on Caveat Emptor. It means skull and crossbones. You can't be bought or sold, although it can be bought and sold, just not by us, by other people behind the curtain. They can buy the stuff. That's why you'll see movement on those sort of days. But this came off. And normally when they come off the CE, the buyer beware, skull and crossbones, or the expert, if the stock has anything, I mean anything going, just 3 hairs on a bald head, it'll normally get a good pop. And it'll normally run to at least where it was before it went off the market, because a lot of times the price will get crushed and then it'll come back. This one took a big run, and I was looking around to see if it had anything going for it to help it running. Looking at the news, our most current piece of news was a suspension of trading. That was back on the 11th, so that was like 2 weeks ago. Ameritech Ventures Flex Fridge prototype will be submitted. I'm not quite sure what this is about. Robotics. They're working with robotics, and this is something you've got to take interest in. Merges with that's back in 2021.
Yeah.
All of this is 2021. We got no news here.
No.
Yeah, no news at all. SEC filings, you've got a financial that did come out 2 weeks ago. Going to get all the information in there, see what the heck is going on around here. But obviously the jump was because she came back onto the market. Everybody loves it. Everybody's happy about that. Looks like she's probably got between 2 and 300 million shares in the float. So nothing to brag about there. And her interest, well, goodness gracious. See what happens? She was late to the party and everybody noticed her as she came in. Jumped from 1.3 million to 28 million shares today.
Wow.
So let's take a look at that chart. Don't see anything else really going for her except she's back online. Whatever she was doing before, she's probably doing it again. But as I looked at the chart, it looked worse at the end of the day than it did yesterday.
Yeah. So I'm taking a broader look. This is your 4-hour chart back past 6 months or so, but this is January. And it was sitting at 0001, very flat, nothing going on. And it kind of just did that. Now, I don't know when the news came out about the Caveat Emptor and stuff like that. I don't know where we couldn't trade it, but it was being traded. So you can see that it was building up. And just as soon as they open the doors and it's back on the market, you have this huge pop right here to 0.0264. So it hit 2 cents and sold off quickly. We're going to get a little bit closer. I'm going to do the 5-day, 5 minutes so you can see how that looks. Kind of flat, nothing really going on, but it's holding this 0.01 area, and then it popped to 2. And that's it. Immediate sell-off as soon as the day opened. Yeah.
Didn't even make the bell.
Yeah, and it's even lower. And that's usually how it is. That's what's upsetting about, because these are OTCs. And you see it, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's going to be a good one. And then you buy immediately and then win. And they're waiting on you, you know.
OTC, you cannot buy aftermarket, pre-market.
That's what I mean. That it's being bought, but not by us. And as soon as you're seeing these big green candles, and then you buy as soon as the bell opens at 9:30 because you want to get into this. It's moving, and then the sell off. They're waiting on you. So I never do that. Me and John, we both do this. We kind of wait to about 10 or so and see how it's doing around that time. And you can see right here, 10:05 in the morning, where it is. So you got to give it some time. Seeing all those red candles does not give you the warm and fuzzies. Leave it alone. Either way, it gave back more than it had, like the buildup. So I don't like that either. Like, I think this was done for a little while. Is it still in an uptrend? Yes, it is. But we got the bottom of that trend coming at around 0.007 area. If it can't hold that, it's done. And it'll cool off and reconsolidate for a little while. Just keep an eye on it.
And I have not looked into the short interest of the stock. You never know when a stock takes off like that. You can get shorters jumping in there to stop that run. Stop that. Bring it down.
Absolutely.
So you got to look at that too, because there's two sides of the game. It's not just sellers, it's shorters.
It's prime time shorten area right there. Shorten territory right there.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it for that one for now. But keep an eye on it.
All right, pop me on back. If I do it, I'll blind you. There you go. I don't want to blind anybody. All right, we have Jerome Horace. He wants to look at MVLA. Let's bring that up. MVLA, Movella Holdings. Movella Holdings, the big thing that jumped out at me here initially was that you got Shell Company up here, but they just came out with financials, and that's not the case. Not anymore. They're now making $9.1 million. Don't forget those 3 zeros we got to put up there at the top. So they're making money now. And when you jump into their Form 10Q for March 31st, 2023 for this company, right there, indicate by check whether this company is a shell company. No. So that's coming off, folks. That's a big deal. When you get a company making money, that's what shell companies are all about. That's why we like shell companies, because they're ready to start making money when everything comes together. It's come together here. And when I looked back at the news, they're doing quite a lot. Let me see. Was this also robotics?
I think it looks like it might have been a SPAC at one point in time, John, like in October area.
Well, here in May, Movella introduces their high-performance active heading tractor for robotics and autonomous vehicle applications. But they've also got back here, their Exins motion capture suits enable breakthroughs in disease diagnostics, adaptation for Hollywood blockbuster. They got a lot going on here. They're working with Toyota in safety precautions. They've got a lot of different things happening here. So the company obviously has a lot of different revenues that they can be producing. They're just now starting to produce. And I would dive into this because just looking at the news here, I just saw 4 or 5 of them, different streams of revenues. And if these all start synergistically working with each other, I mean, come on. We didn't just see thousands of dollars come into the picture. That was a jump. They're starting the game at $9.1 million, not 100,000. So I would watch this company. I would definitely do some due diligence in it. Let's see what their share structure is. Well, that's pretty nice. Outstanding shares is only 32 million. It's going to be lower than that. We're not going to look it up right now. And even if we did look it up, you can't be assured it's concrete. It's very tough to find the float on these major exchange stocks. And what sort of attention was she getting today? More than double, went from 610,000 to 1.4 million.
That doesn't surprise me.
I'm liking the way this is looking. I see she had a drop today. I can't see the chart. That's not my department. I like what I'm seeing. I thought
you wanted to look at it because you can see it.
Absolutely
it's in breakout mode. So let's go ahead and look at it. So this $1.30 right here, back here, April of this year, April 27th, that's the low. Now it did give up a lot from before. I'll show you that in a minute. This is your 1 hour chart. So you have a build up here. Just remember, this is a NASDAQ traded company. So once it started building up and started breaking out, this is the trend from way back, and it's broke out. It came back in, it's broke out again, and right now it looks like it's trying to flag. Either way, this could continue. Your range would be to stay above this current trend for the breakout mode. You may have this 13 go back and revisit this 50. That's normal. And then you should see it continue if it's going to. Okay, so get a little bit closer just to see how it, I mean, look at that. There's so much, look at the volume right there. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so much going on here. And so I like it, but if it was to go back into the channel right here, I would give it some room, kind of like it did back here a couple of days ago.
Those are some nice, boy, that looks like it's running on a 30 VIX or something.
I know, right?
Those are some huge swells.
Huge. So when it came back into that channel, just, respect it and let it do what it's going to do. It fell back in and it kind of found a bottom, and then here we go again. So that's how you want to play those types. If it starts coming back towards this top of the trend line, wait, leave it alone. But if not, it's going to continue. Absolutely, go for it. So I do want to show you the 180-day, though, the 4-hour. You see how it just fell off here? So we're definitely in a downturn for this one. It was sitting around the $9, $10 mark. Here's 15 right here, and it just fell. So I don't know if it was a SPAC before. I'm not sure what happened back in January and October 22 and then January of this year. So here we go. We get a little bit closer. You can see the uptrend, $1.25 right there. So it never went under $1. I do like that because, granted, it's had a pounding. But with this market, with this economy, seriously, with this economy, a lot of the stocks have went under $1. So this be $1.25. April the 4th was when it hit that. I kind of like that. And we've been moving upwards, been consolidating. And now we've got some big, beautiful movement right here. So if this is not the right time to get into this one, keep an eye on it. I mean, it could be. It could be a nice play here. You'll have to watch. But if it comes back into the trend, you might want to start picking it up there and see what else she's got. And then set your stops. Easy. This is easy.
Right. And from this point, things are getting better. Now we know they're making money. And they jumped right into the game with millions.
And they're working with Toyota. I like that. There's probably going to be more news coming for this one. This one is definitely one to watch.
Yeah, do some due diligence here. This one could be worthy of some attention.
I like this one. That's a good one. Thanks, Jerome.
All right. I'm back.
Put you back on?
Yeah, I'm safe to pop.
All right.
Belmore wanted to know about the float on GRPX. This is Greenplex Services. It is on the pink. Got all those green ticks. She's at 0.04 cents, and she had a good day. She's up almost 12%. Says she's a shell risk. Supposed to be making money. Doesn't look like she's making any money. That's a problem. We don't like that. Shell risk, though, you don't see a lot of companies getting in any trouble for being shell risk. There's no punishment for it yet, but I think in 2024 there will be. Looking at the float, no, I'm not going to trust that. My God. Wow. 210,000 shares as of March of this year. All right. Now, they tell us the unrestricted, which is all the shares allowed on the open market, which is happenly to be the same definition as float. So I always think of the unrestricted as the float. So I would think 21 million. They tell us the float of 210. Now, there's not very many places you're going to find that. Luckily, this is a pink. We've got at least an 80% chance of finding this number in here. Just come on over to the most recent filing, dive into it. You can normally find it. It looks like they're actually doing a Q instead of a disclosure. Chances are we're not going to find it, but I'm going to put this in using my search bar. And let's see, we are searching up float. No, does not exist. The word doesn't come up in this entire document anywhere. None. So, we could actually do a Google search, but that doesn't guarantee anything. You're going to get information that's just being grabbed up from sites like this, and they're going to just post it. But just for giggles, now I normally throw in the word outstanding as well because the float and outstanding go together, so they it makes a difference. Just let me put it that way. Normally I use Google, though. I'm not used to using Bing. Let's see if we get any numbers here. Not seeing any numbers at all.
I'm seeing a break in trading around 322. It stopped trading until 328. So, and then after that, it kind of went down after that. It's like people didn't like that. Maybe it was halted. So weird.
No, Now let's check another thing. Let's come on down here to our dividends and splits. See if she's had a split, which brought it down to something stupid. No, they haven't had a split since 2014. And that was a forward split, 11-1. They've never had a reverse split. So, but when you look at the restricted here, it says that they own 340 million of them. That's the management, insiders, hedge funds, institutions, people that privately invest in this company, which would leave about 21 million. So I'd be more inclined to think it's 21 million than 210,000. I would. I don't think there's a minimum on the OTC. I think I've never seen a minimum float on the major exchange. Million. You can't have anything under a million in the float. They'll throw you off the OTC, believe it or not. I mean, off the major exchange for that. So I'm going to presume it's 21 million. And since you've already got that chart up, Lily, let's take a look at it.
Yeah. I'm going to throw it up real quick. And I am so sorry to inform y'all. I'm going to have to be leaving. So this will be my last chart. I've got some police involvement with my family. I've got to go check on them. So sorry. But they just called my husband. They're trying to call my phone, and I've been ignoring it. So since it's the authorities, Lily's going to check out for a little while. But let me finish.
We will excuse you. No,
I'm so sorry. I mean, why can't we just have a Thursday, John? No, because it's their issue. But I'll
pay back. I get it.
All right, so this chart's just totally flat. This is the last 4 hours, 6 months. It's really hard to read. There is like no volume. It seems like it's not even being traded. And then we did hit this 4, but it got halted right here. You see that little black dotted line right there? So this was March 22nd, and this is March 28th. And now we're in April, and then, there's another one. April 25th right here, John. Here's the next one, May 25th. Another halt for a month. I would stay away from this. I don't know what it is. I don't like it, though.
No.
There's something going on here that's not good. You don't want to get your money.
We need to find out why it keeps going off of the market.
Yeah,
and
it keeps going
falling every time she gets back on.
Exactly. And I can tell you guys something right now. There is nothing more frustrating than having your money tied up in a stock that is halted. It's happened to me. I want to say that halt was 2 or either 4 weeks. And there was nothing I could do. And once it opened, it was gone. There was no profit to take. There was no scaling out. I couldn't even break even. It was just a loss. So be careful with those. I don't like just doing this, so I don't recommend it. You can watch it and do some research, okay? Anyway, guys, I'm so sorry. John, I apologize, sweetie.
It's okay. We know life happens. I'm glad
life is definitely happening.
Hopefully
it's nothing serious, but I help out my dad a lot. So I'm going to head over that way. I apologize. You guys, I'll see you next Thursday. So sorry. John, good luck. Good luck. You can do this, John. You got it.
Yes, he can. You can do it. Yeah.
Bye, you guys.
All right. That's going to be the end of Lily's screen and back to me. All right. I can do this. I can do this. Belmore, let's get my screen up there. Not that. See, that's the problem here, folks. I can only show one thing at a time, so I'm going to have to block you out, and I'm going to jump over to Mullen. Let's get over to Mullen. All right. I can see over here on my other computer that you can see me. So, Mullen, we are told here by, let's see if we can find that. Mullen, right there you go. So, Richard, thank you, Richard. Wondering your thoughts on Mullen, 25-1 reverse split May 4th. News today. Ooh, 25. I guess we should have seen this coming. She has been falling downhill for a long time. We'll jump over to that chart here in a second. Wow, she was actually coming up today, huh? Mullen finished today at 95 cents with just under 20% gains. Let's see what her share structure is right now. 85 million. And they're going to be doing a 25-1 reverse split. Egads, 25-1. That's going to take it down to 3-something. Folks, that's an incredibly low float. I mean, we're talking outstanding. 3.5 million. If you're going to do a 1 in 25 reverse split, that's a 2018. I see no news here. Wondering where you saw that. One of these 8Ks in the back, I'm going to presume. I'm not aware of this split. We're going to take Richard's word for it at this point in time for discussion's sake. So that's going to pick this price up. Whoa, 25 times. Wow. If you do a reverse split, you lose most of your shares. You're going to end up with 1/25th. So for every 25 shares you have, you're going to get 1 share back. And it's going to be worth 25 times more, which means that's going to go up to $25 a share. Mullen is going to be $25 a share. Now, I'm just working with the price in front of us. They've already found a price they're going to work with, but I'm sure it's right around this region. So that's going to kick this way the heck up. Now, I know here recently, Mullen has had a lot of news. It seems to me we talked about Mullen. There it is. No, that's 2017. Old news. My bad, folks. You got to watch that. Watch the news dates back there. It'll waste your due diligence. It seems to me that they were doing some deals with Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. I'm thinking that was the case. I'm thinking they had some huge deals on the table, very big. I was thinking that was going to help, but I mean, I can't even see news here for it. So obviously some due diligence needs to be done. They're selling trucks. They've got electric trucks, flatbed trucks, these size, the ones that run around the cities delivering stuff. They've got these trucks being sold. They are doing things. They've got a car. That's not doing too well right now. So the big deal is this reverse split, May 4th. Wow. Well, that gives us 2 weeks. So I never have any advice on a reverse split. How you play a reverse split is totally up to you, folks. You first got to believe, if you're going to be in it, that the stock is going to rise after the split. On the OTC, most reverse splits are not successful. They push the price up and it comes right back down, and it comes down hard. So if you were down 80% before the reverse split, it goes up and then falls. Now you're down 99.8%. So I really hate reverse splits, but they can work. The company's got valued, but they've gotten out of sight. Nobody wants to talk about Mullen in a bright light. But when I was looking at that $10 billion deal, and I think the CEO said that was just a portion of it, it was really $100 billion deal, it's worth investigating. This could be an opportunity in the making. You might want to buy shares at $1 if you have a hard time buying them at $25. But remember, you're going to lose most of your shares, but you'll be in it when she's up there. And she could take off. Put it in front of the right people with the right news. It could take off. $25 isn't a penny stock anymore. This is going to be in front of people who have money. So let's see. If I go over to my, yes, all right, you can see that. Let's bring up Mullen over here and see what we've got going. We'll close. It's getting aftermarket sales. I've got this opened over here. This is showing you live trades as they're occurring. And down here is my level 2. So let's bring this down so we've got a bigger chart here. So she's been on a downhill run, and this is a 6-month chart. She's had some good pops in here. She's been trying to hang around the 200 until she wasn't, and the 200 had to chase her, and it's been chasing her still, and she's way down here right now. Only thing you can say is the volume is growing. You can definitely see the volume is growing as our 200-day SMA starts to level off. More excitement, we believe there's a chance she could break out if these get level. Well, look, it's happening right now. It's happening now. Everything is starting to level off. She's coming out from underneath the 9. She is starting to break over the 20. Now, this is what we were doing with Gaxi. A couple of weeks ago, she was just getting to that point. She was a long ways from the 200, but she was looking like she wanted to go there. The opportunity was available, and she had made up her mind, so we were catching it early. And Gaxi has been moving ever since we saw her breaking the 20. Well, this could be that moment, folks. Mullen needs a break, but the charts have to be cooperating. I've noticed with penny stock traders, we won't jump into stocks if the charts look stinky. We're just not going to throw our money at them unless they look ready to break out. This looks like it's ready. So I would start watching this, keeping in mind, and I would do the due diligence to learn about that reverse split on May 4th, was it, Richard? May 4th. So jump into that. It could be an opportunity, but only you know. I cannot tell you, and I will not tell you because I can't legally. I'm not licensed. All right, let's see. I'm going to try to come over here and get the next question so I don't blind you people. Happy to see you, Keishra. Oh, I see you all the time on Twitter. I appreciate you following me. LT, thank you. Could you look at Saida and Moni, the underdog? Saida, yes, we can look at Saida. Let's see. There you go. I do believe this is that company working with the mobile device push to talk, wasn't it? Got to remember, we look at a lot of stocks. The fact that I remember a lot of them is incredible. All right, this is old news. See that? That was all 2020. Almost started looking at it. So how does one know what's going on here? Well, let's jump into company profile. Yes. All right. So this is the company. It's easier. See, they have a website right there. Did you see where I found that, folks? Right there. There's normally a website right here, phone number, email, real basic information. But this is the company's website, and they have these push-to-talk devices. You remember walkie-talkies, you remember CBs, you didn't have to have a server, you didn't have to have a service and pay somebody. You could talk for free. You still can. Those airwaves still exist. Now we've got better ones. So now we're using push to talk from vehicle to vehicle, vehicle to office, all sorts of things. And they're hooking in your phones, hooking in your computers, all into one device. And they're selling these all over the place. And they're getting contractors to do this work for them. So now that you know what they do, let's see what sort of share structure they got. It's under 62. Financial 62 million, that is, which isn't a bad float. Financials. Well, that's 2021. What was it annually? 2021. So we don't have anything here, and this is a penny stock on the NASDAQ. Had a hard day. Wow, she dropped almost 16% at 11 cents today. Disclosures. That's the last thing we can look at. Now, I know there's news out there, but I think you actually have to do a Google search. I don't know why they don't bring it in, but there is news out there. We had a 6K come out. Now, I don't see any 8Ks there or 10Ks. So a lot of times you'll find 6Ks being used in place of 8Ks and 10Ks. So you can find financials here. And that's what we got. This is a financial on a 6K. So let's see, 16.15, they dropped in assets and dropped in liabilities. And their cost of revenues, they jumped in revenues nicely, going from 800. Is there zeros behind this? Yes. No zeros. All right, so they got just under $1 million, and they put a whole million onto that a year later. So they jumped from 800,000 to 1.8 million. So they did increase. I didn't see anything else here. There's another 6K. You could do this all day, jumping into these 6Ks. Saida Mobile to participate in Critical Communications World 2023, Helsinki, Finland. All right, so this is what you like, folks. You want to see them spreading the word on themselves. They may not be sharing news with us, but they're sharing news out there. If they're doing conferences, selling their technology to businesses around the world, the business is going to grow. So let's go take a look at that chart for Saida. Copy that so I don't type it wrong, huh? Gee, anytime I can. So there you go. That is a 6-month, 4-hour chart, 66 cents all the way down to 10 cents. We've had a rip here. That was early this morning, wasn't it? We went from 10 cents. She bounced up over that 50. She's been struggling to get over that 200. The 50's gotten close, and she jumped. Now, I didn't see a catalyst. We do have a couple of fresh 6Ks out there. They did add $1 million onto their financials. That could easily be a catalyst. Let's come in a little closer on this. Let's look at the 30-minute. Well, now this stock is on the NASDAQ, isn't it? No, that's not the one I wanted to click. I don't want to blind you. I did it anyways, blinded you. Yeah, we're on the NASDAQ here. So the nice thing about these penny stock on the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange isn't just that you can trade them for free, but you can trade them early in the morning, late at night. Now, I know a lot of you aren't watching the markets then, but as you can see, there is some rips going on. And this probably happened at 4 in the morning. Sure did. 4 in the morning. Now, I understand most of us are not up. Maybe if you live in California, all you got to do is stay up to 1 in the morning, just 1 in the morning, and the charts light up for you because it's 4 o'clock over here. And you would have seen that jump. But chances of you getting into it probably weren't very good. It was short-lived, folks. That's a huge bar. I think we had 3 bars there. 1, 2, 3, and then it came tumbling down the rest of the day. And she's been selling off hard all day long. So, there is activity, but a lot of it is pre-market, aftermarket, and it affects the charts, but I don't think it should affect your trading unless the chart is in a position, and that's really what I'm all about right now. If the chart isn't in position, the news better be riptide news. It better be earthquake shaking news to get a bad chart to move, because a warm chart only needs a light breeze to get it going. We looked at 4 of them yesterday. All of them had hot charts. One of them didn't even have a catalyst, and it was moving today. That's what I'm talking about. Warm charts are more likely to move than a cold chart. And this chart's getting a little cold for me right now. Let's back this up, see what she looks like. Whoa, look at that. Minding her own business, climbing up this hill, hit the top of the mountain, and like Jack and Jill, fell down way below where she started. It wasn't even worth the jump. Why even bother? She was doing fine without all that interruption. Okay, let's get to another one here, guys. What time is it? We still got 14 minutes. Fantastic. Let's see. Underdog, you wanted to look at Moni, but Kishra wanted to look at Cirque. Please. I'm presuming PLESE is not a ticker. That's please. So let's take a look at Cirque. Cirque. I'm going to put that up here since we are here. Just get that in there. And then I'm going to come back here. And I believe Cirque, are they the ones that had the deal news come out today? The solar company. Solar Integrated Roofing. I'm almost sure they just got a deal with Tribeca. There you go. Yeah, Solar Integrated Roofing Corp executes binding letter of commitment with Tribeca Energy. Tribeca is going to be the surviving entity. They tell us down here, the share exchange agreement will give Tribeca Energy 100% ownership of the company's shares. I do believe they even tell us they're changing the ticker. I thought I might have read that somewhere. But this is a big deal. You got 2 companies coming together. It's a merger deal. Cirque and them got together, and I don't know if there's a closing date. Yeah, Tribeca Energy shall consummate a merger agreement to list on the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ by October 30th, 2023. And right now, this one's on the pink, and I'm presuming that Tribeca Energy is a private company. Haven't done any research on it. But obviously, that is a big catalyst. Just in itself, you've got 2 solar companies in America. That's a big deal. We are investing in America right now. We're getting the nickel mines, the lithium mines, all in America. The heck with going anywhere. Well, maybe Canada. We'll work with you. No, seriously, just North America. We're trying to keep it all here. Share structure, I'm not happy with. I'm hoping they do something with that in this merger. $1 billion outstanding, $750 million looks like maybe $500 million in the float. Financials for the company, wow, whoa, explosive. 2021, $16 million, jumping to $84 million in 2021, to $158 million in 2022. Now we got the new quarterly here. Nope, we got one coming out. It's due anytime now, folks. And oh, wow, what the heck happened there? 26, 66, 57, $7 million. Now, you never can tell until you jump into the financial. There may have been an adjustment, a depreciation, a one-time subtraction. So they may have really done a lot better than it looks. So you really need to get into the finance because that's scary. But we see they lost money here. I really don't know why. I would research that because they were doing oh so well until that last quarter. But we've had a whole nother quarter. So now I'm really interested in the next filing. We already looked at the news. Any new disclosures over here? No, not for a month at least. Yeah, over a month. What was their volume today? That increased. We have over 450% increase on the volume. Why not? It was a merger from 10 million to 45 million. So let's jump on over to that chart and see what that looks like. Now, things are going to change now. We've had a merger. So, it's going to be a new type of business, a bigger business. And as I said, more research will tell us, are they getting more facilities out of this? Are they getting more material? Do they have larger regions they can reach easier? Are they international? Are they in Canada as well? We don't know. Wow, look at all that volume. We've had tons of volume since the beginning of the year, since we started preaching Invest in America, right? We've had lots of volume. She had a high of 32 cents about 6 months ago, and she fell to 13 cents here. And it was off that low bubble. She bounced. She got up right over that 50, hit her head on that 200, and she's struggling with that 50, and she just can't hold it. And right now, she's trying to come up underneath the 20. But she has gotten on top of the 9. You can't climb unless you're on top of the 9. All of our oscillators look like they're trying to change right now. They're all moving up in the right direction. You can see a recovery is coming. Let's take a look at that 5-day, 15-minute. So she was running downhill hard. Hit a low bubble yesterday of that, well, let's call it a penny and a half. And she was running before market. Matter of fact, I'm going to come down to the 5 minutes so we can see what was actually happening there. Yeah, she started at, what time is that? 9:25. This was only 5 minutes before the bell. Now, this is an OTC stock, right? Yes. So we couldn't get into this if we wanted. So you see her starting to run. She comes in. She dropped initially down here to 17 cents after hitting a high of 19 cents. She came down and then jumped way up there to 21 cents, fell back, and then started her climb. And when did she fall? 10:15. That's longer. I normally get out at 10:05. If I see a nice run, what time did that hit? 10 o'clock, right there. That's why I get out. There is normally a hesitation at 10:05. Used to be a whole hour. They used to call it fool's hour. I mean, because the market could fool you. You think everything's doing this because it's been doing it for an hour. And then as soon as the hour is over, it goes the other direction. Well, now it's only a half hour. And right there is your 10 o'clock. And rather than wait to see if it's going to climb, I just like taking the guaranteed gains I've already gotten. If I lose these, I'm not worried about it because I didn't have to sweat. This came to me pretty easy. But this did continue for 15 minutes, hit a high of about 23 cents, fell hard, smack dab on that 50-day SMA, and she bounced across it, and that's what she's respecting right now. Looks like she could continue riding on that 50-day. And she finished the day off on a good note. Everything is pushing in the right direction. Everything is going great. All right, what time is it? I got time. Let's see what else we got over here. Belmore. Yes, you're welcome. Want me to join you, LT? I think I'm doing okay. I'd ask for an applause from the folks out there to see how I'm doing, but I think I'm managing. I appreciate it though. But hey, if you want to jump in here, you jump in here. Maybe I can do more talking about the stocks and you can do the charts. Whatever, just saying. All right. Let's see here. BBIG seems to be maintaining its price after reverse split. ES Power Drinks. Folks, right there, this is the company who had me all heated up at the beginning of the show, and it did too. I got to tell you, folks, this gives you like a niacin rush. It's not as heavy, but you definitely feel warmed up. Next cold day, I'm going to take one of these with me into the car. All right, let's take a look at BBIG. BBIG. Big. Do I know this company? Inco Ventures. Yes, I haven't looked at them in quite a while. Volume fell today. She's been under the radar or just not getting a lot of love. There's not a lot to go around these days. Share volume was 3.1 billion today. Not much when we were doing 70 billion March of 2022 or 2021. I forget now. We've been down under the surface for a long time. So you say they did a reverse split. Let's go check this out. Must have. We got outstanding share count of 12 million. Where's the reverse split button down here? they're not going to show us. Well, it's on the NASDAQ. Maybe they don't show us over here at the OTC markets. But we've got a low float on this now. Do we have any catalysts working with her? I see she's up 6% at $2.39. This is all current news we're looking at. Make sure to look at the date first. NASDAQ staff determination. Is this where the reverse split comes in so that they could get the price over $1? Let's see what they say here. Failed to meet its obligation under because it had yet filed its Form 10Q. We don't like this. They're late filing. This came out today. So the stock went up 6%, in my opinion, on bad news. When the NASDAQ comes knocking on your door saying, we need that filing, it's not a good thing. And still, the stock went up. Let's see if there was any better news just before that. Okay, where did I just see that reverse split? Announces reverse split. Let's see. It probably happened. Announced that on May 4th, 2023. It filed it. And it happened the 11th. All right, so it did happen. Approved for a 1 in 20. Okay, so it was a 1 in 20 reverse split. So they had something like 80 million shares before, which wasn't too bad. See if this was to help them get I'm not seeing anything here about fixing a problem with their minimum bid price requirement. So it wasn't like they were forced to do this. Not that I'm seeing it there. So they did this for other reasons. And normally, let's go check that share thing again. I want to see what they have in the bank. Of course, we can't see it. What I meant was their authorized share count. This is their bank account. When this gets low, they can't put any more shares on the market, which means they got no more money they can make if they need money. So we don't know how many they have. Normally, you find this to be with foreign companies. This is a U.S. company out of New York. They develop and commercialize end-to-end consumer products in North America. They offer kitchenware, small appliances, toys, pet care, baby products, blah, blah, blah. So they sell everything under the sun. All right, let's take a look at that chart because that's really what I do believe Chris is ES Power Drink. I may be wrong there. I do believe Chris was talking about the chart more than the stock itself. What was that? BBIG. Let's see what we get. Some big rolls here from $2 to $2.60, and we're right there in the middle at $2.40. Let's back this up a wee bit, see what she's been doing. Oh, all right. That's how you know there's been a reverse split. 1 bar. Don't think that was a climb. Nobody paid 20 times more for the stock and pushed it up that high. If you see a bunch of stair steps going that high, that's not a reverse split. That is it being bid up. After the reverse split, that's a bid up. Absolutely is. And then it came down. And as Chris said, it held it. Now, in most cases, I would see these stocks fall about 50% or more. This didn't. Let me show you. Let's grab that Fibonacci here. I'm just going to poke the bottom, and then I'm going to tag the top, and we're going to look for that line in the middle. We're right there. I don't want to see it come below there. Well, goodness gracious, we're way the heck up there. That is excellent. That is a good place for a reverse split to end. That is a solid place. And you know what? It was biding time. Look what happened, folks. It stayed up here till the 9 caught up with it. The 20-day caught up with it. There's our 50-day SMA catching up with it. And I wouldn't be surprised to see it start edging up right now. Now, she may hang around waiting for the 200. Everything was close down here, but she was under everything here. This is the first time she's been on top. She's liking this feeling. So I would watch tomorrow. I'd keep my eye on BBIG tomorrow with that 50-day coming up underneath it. Let's take a look at that 30-minute. Wow. A lot of excitement. Look at that. That was a solid day of run all day long. Then you had a nice solid run here up to the 200. Boy, she likes to run like that, doesn't she? And that 200, goodness gracious, it's like flatlined right there. And it's actually taking a dip right now, which is a little oxymoronish. It's not doing what I was thinking it would. And our technicals, well, our PPO is going up. Our ADX is going down. Whenever you see the two spreading, that means the price is climbing. So it looks good to me right now, folks. I'd watch this one for tomorrow. BBIG. Okay, Mr. Mojo. Hey, guys, TIO is dropping. Oh, TIO. We looked at TIO quite often, didn't we? This is the Tingo group, right? And then we found that other company, TNGA. I can't remember the ticker. They have a 75% interest in this company. Whatever this company does, they retain 25% of it. It's the other company that gets 75% of all this company's success. And yet this company has been running hard. But all good things must come to an end. She did almost, well, yeah, that's over 100% run right there from 267 to 589. Fell hard, but did not come back to her 200. That's a sign of strength. I mean, you don't like to see it fall like that, but I'm sure if you come in somewhere else, you're going to find there is an SMA it's bouncing off of right there. She came back up to her 50, couldn't hold it, couldn't hold the 200, and she's falling now. It looks like she's in a free fall. Now, when did this? We are getting aftermarket purchases right now. They're all green. Let's come on down to that 5-day, 5-minute. Let's see what's happening here. All right, she tried it. That was a nice strong run up to the 200. She was scraping her head, but this is a very strong downhill incline. She was to jump up there. Chances are she'd just slip and fall like she's doing now. She needs to start going sideways. If she hasn't got any strength to climb, she needs to just hang on, go sideways, wait for this 200 to come to her, and then jump on top of it and ride it back up. Osculars, God, I don't know. Let me zoom in on that. It looks like she could be trying to make a recovery. Looks like she's still falling right now, actually. There's a sale. She just dropped another penny. Yeah, she doesn't look good right now. And if we come back, let's say an hour, I'm going to draw a regressive channel here. It's going to be a simple one, but it will give you an idea of what's going on. And you don't have to place this. I'm looking at you putting this in place. All you got to do is hit one day to the next day. So she was in the middle of that channel, broke out here, didn't like it, came back in, bounced off the center. See that? It does line up to something, doesn't it? Went back to the ceiling, fell through it. Best we could hope for right now is for her to try to get back inside that channel. She pushes any further down, there's a very strong likelihood she's going to come way back down here, somewhere down in this region right there. And that's down at 334. And then you come down to 314. So hopefully right here, she's going to work her way back in. Like she did here, she'll try to come back in here. Oh, that be my time, 5:03. I tried to keep it right where we need to be. ES Power Drinks. We'll leave you up there for the advertising. Folks, run on over there. I got to tell you, this is the most unique drink. And I'm not just saying this because he sponsors me. He's not paying me. Understand that. I got some free drinks out of the deal. And that's pretty cool because actually it's pretty warm. These are the warmest drinks I have ever drank. Honestly, this put a warm buzz over me. When I was doing that first stock, I was wondering how much warmer am I going to get? It was really getting warm, but I felt it. And Monster drinks, I honestly don't feel that. Red Bull, maybe you feel it. I'm a hyperbug. I'm a hummingbird. It takes a lot to get me going. I drink like 14 cups of coffee a day, and I can drink 3 before I go to bed and sleep like a baby. I don't feel this stuff. Whew, I felt this. I felt this. So thanks for showing up, folks. We're here every Thursday, me and Lily. If it's not Lily, it could be LT. It could be Pookie. Lily's my co-host. She's my comrade, but I've got lots of good people over there in Penny Boys who are willing to stand by and jump in there with me. And I like to share the charting. Let them show you how they chart. You see me chart all the time. I like you to get more and more of it. I like to get more and more of it. So thanks for showing up, folks. And again, sorry I wasn't here for a whole week. Swear to God, I was not on vacation. Swear to God. I'll see you next week, folks. Till then, take care.